raising, and perhaps it relates to the issue of quality criteria or standards introduced by some universities and schools in recent years. But actually, most teachers, schools, and university professors have complained that the quality criteria or standards are not real, are not actual. It's just something you need to do on the paper in order to get approval for or certified or whatever. Is this true?
Okay. Well, I would say yes. And I hope no one gets mad at me. I went through the experience of being a reviewer for the national schools for just 1 year, and then I quit. I'm telling you, as everybody else says, it's getting into a compilation of papers, files. At one of those schools, I saw the kids were made to sit in groups all the time. I mean, they had to turn like that to be able to see the board. So they were like, they wanted to fulfill the standards, to meet the standards, I'm sorry, and fulfill the criteria for accreditation by obeying blindly what is written on the paper. So that was, I asked, and that was cooperative learning. Well, I try to explain that cooperative learning need to take like some part of the time. It doesn't happen all the time. Kids are being tortured by made sit like that.
More and more.
Yes, sure. That, well, again, and so the problem is, speaking scientifically, the problem is the standards are built on basis of the American standards, the translated standards 2007, where the basis for the national quality standards, and they're totally two different systems. The American system is not related to the government, and there's no national curriculum, and there is standards, national standards, but there's no curriculum. So if you want to do the same here and apply the same standards here, I mean, it's disastrous. And what happens is that the people at the schools will just try to satisfy those reviewers. They will get those files done, well written. We are very good at that. The Egyptians are very good at writing files and reports, and but I mean, actually, it's not happening. Quality is not happening, because quality will fulfill the needs for the students to learn what is useful for their lives and for their futures. That's it takes curriculum relevance, which is not happening. The curriculum relevance is not happening.
Why isn't it happening? Do we need more coordination among ministries, governmental and non-governmental agencies, between the Ministry of Education and other ministries?
Of course we do. Of course we do. Because actually this is how the curricula are designed, usually either by translation of the foreign books or exporting the foreign books themselves. Like in international schools, the books are ready-made for you, so why look here and there? At the same time, the information needed for the teacher to relate this curriculum to the environment are not available. Databases are not there. We do not know exactly how many living organisms are there in Egypt. We do not know, the map is not available. And each authority is presenting its own information separately, so together they do not make sense, and no one is linking these things all together. And so the next step is, as you said, coordination for the availability of information, for the getting all the powers together. But before everything, we need to have a unified vision towards reform.
And who's responsible for drafting this unified vision? Whose responsibility is it? Us as citizens, the government? Who?
Well, we need to push as citizens. We need to push for this to happen, but when it happens, it takes everybody. It takes just everybody. It takes the decision maker, as I told you before, makers. It takes the experts, educational experts, whether in the national system or the international system. It takes the community itself. It takes the people to know that we need to change and how this change can happen.